changing your life one story at a time. This is the Chicken Soup for the Soul podcast with Editor-in-Chief Amy Newmark.
Hey, it's Amy Newmark with your daily dose of Chicken Soup for the Soul inspiration to make you simply happy. It's Wow Wednesday, and I'm going to share a couple of stories today from our book about the joy of Christmas. It's not coming out till October 18th, and even that's early for Christmas, right? But that's when the retailers like to have the Christmas books go on sale. And anyway, I just can't wait. I am so looking forward to sharing our Christmas stories that I figured, hey, it's October. They're about to put Christmas stuff in the stores, so I'm going for it. So here's my first cool story about a holiday miracle. It's called Pages of the Past. And in it, Rosemary McLaughlin tells us that she volunteered in something called the Book Nook at the Northland Public Library in Pittsburgh. That was the place where the library sold used books to raise money. And one day she saw a book called Consider the Lilies, and she thought of her friend Susie, who was looking for a gift for her new husband, Bill. This book was perfect for Bill. He was a retired minister, he loved gardening, and he loved nature. The book contained pretty watercolor prints and lovely Bible quotes, and it was in great shape for a used book. Rosemary texted Susie about it, and Susie texted back and said, "Yes, it sounds perfect. Please get it for me." Susie and Bill were celebrating their second Christmas together. They had both been lonely for a long time. Bill had been widowed after a 50-year marriage to his first wife, Maggie, and Susie had been divorced for a long time. Well, right after Christmas, Susie called Rosemary and said, "You are not going to believe this. We were opening gifts on Christmas morning, and I handed Bill that book that you found. He unwrapped it, gasped, and burst into tears." It turned out that neither Rosemary nor Susie had noticed the inscription at the front of the book. It said, "To Bill and Maggie. Love, Metta." That very book had been given to Bill and Maggie more than 30 years earlier. In Michigan, he and Maggie had given the book away when they left Michigan for Pennsylvania. Bill was so happy to see that book. It was like a little hello from his first wife, Maggie, and a connection between her and his new wife on Christmas of all days. Now, here's my second fun story for you about a perfect, miraculous Christmas gift. Katie Martin tells us that she started collecting a specific pattern of Christmas china 2 years after her mother died. Her sister gave her a couple of pieces, and then Katie added new pieces once in a while. One year, she decided to add another piece in that pattern, but when she went to the store to buy it, the piece she wanted, which was a cookie plate, was $300. There was no way she was spending $300 for one plate. She got home after shopping, and there was a message from her father. Katie called him back, and he said that he had been going through a cedar chest, and he had found something of her mother's that she might like. So the next day, Katie went over to her father's to see what he had found, and he gave it to her wrapped up in a gift bag, and she was speechless when she opened it. It was the cookie plate that went with her Christmas china, the one that cost $300 that she hadn't bought the day before. Her father hadn't known she was collecting Christmas china in this pattern. What father would, right? Guys are totally mystified by the whole concept of Christmas china and collecting a certain pattern. And he never would have known that she was coveting that exact plate. It turned out that was the only piece of Christmas china that Katie's mother had ever owned. And no one in the family knew that she had it, not even Katie or her sister. So even though her mother had been gone for a decade, Katie still received a wonderful gift from both of her parents that year. And now Katie calls that the Cookie Plate Christmas. So that's our Wow Wednesday podcast, and my first foray into telling you holiday stories this fall, even though it's only October 5th. Tomorrow is Thoughtful Thursday, and I'm going to share a thought-provoking story that might help you use the power of forgiveness to shed any resentments that you're holding on to. It's a simple way to increase your happiness just by deciding to change your thoughts. I'm Amy Newmark. Thanks for listening to the Chicken Soup for the Soul podcast today. If you'd like to learn more about Chicken Soup for the Soul, the joy of Christmas, please go to our website, chickensoup.com, and check out our hashtag Simply Happy project on social media all this month for more tips on how you can be happy every single day.